So we got our new bearings put in, and this is a close-up of it. Well, you can see it better from the back side. So right there, that's the bearing, and that right there is what this axle goes right inside, and then your rotor bolts onto that right there, and your wheel onto that, and then that is what spins. So the bearing was bad, that thing right there. I don't have the old one, but it was just awful. It started making the most annoying sound. It was very loud. Alright, now that I've got that into the strut right here, I just hit it with a hammer for a couple minutes, and it eventually got all the way up. So then the next thing, I replaced these little ball joints here. So that threads right into here, and then goes right into that spot right there. Alright, so to recap here, inside here is my new bearing. That was the main problem. So I took off the rotor, got them turned, took off the caliper here, 2 bolts in the back, bottom and on top, take it off, set it to the side. Here is a sensor clip along with right there, you just pop them off. And then to take off this whole component, you have to undo this bolt from the back here, loosen it up, take off your ball joint right here, and then down at the bottom, here's your control arm, and there's your drive shaft. So the control arm right here comes, and there are 3 bolts that bolted on to this whole component here. Once you take out your drive shaft nut right here, the drive shaft will be able to just slide right back, and then that's when you can take this whole component off. Alright, here is an overview of this side of the car with it taken apart. So there is your steering component, here's your drive shaft right there, and then here's your strut, and then there is your control arm. So here's the part here, and it sits up like this. Go back. So this part right here goes right into your strut. Your drive shaft goes right where my thumb is. Your caliper goes right here where my thumb is. And then down at the bottom, your control arm, which is right there where my foot's touching, that's where that bolts onto. So inside of here, there's the new bearing, and that's what had to be pressed in there. And it's very important that it gets pressed in without being blown out. So that is that, and then just some electrical sensors there. So pretty straightforward.